I decorated it with gold-stiffened ribbon, gold ornaments, and gold and white artificial flowers. A discreet sign attached to it read, "Tree decorating done by appointment, businesses and homes." This new service I was providing was definitely designed for people who'd opted for elegance. The banners on the sides of the pickup read, "Shakespeare's Cleaning and Errands," followed by my phone number. Since Carlton, my accountant, had advised it so strongly, I had finally made myself a business. Carlton further advised me to begin to establish a public presence, very much against my own inclinations. So here I was, in the damn Christmas parade. "Smile!" called Janet Shook, who was marching in place right behind the pickup. She made a face at me, then turned to the 40 or so kids following her and said, "Okay, kids, let's Shakespeare-size." The children, amazingly, didn't throw up. Maybe because none of them was over 10. They all attended the town-sponsored Safe After School program that employed Janet, and they seemed happy to obey her. They all began to do jumping jacks. I envied them. Despite my insulation, sitting still was taking its toll. Though Shakespeare has very mild winters as a rule, today was the coldest temperature for Christmas Parade Day in 7 years, the local radio station had informed us. Janet's kids looked red-cheeked and sparkly-eyed, and so did Janet. The jumping jacks had turned into a kind of dance. At least, I guessed it was. I'm not exactly tuned into popular culture. I was still stretching my lips up to smile at the surrounding faces, but it was a real strain. Relief overwhelmed me as the truck began moving again. I started tossing candy and waving. This was hell. But unlike hell, it was finite. Eventually, the candy bucket was empty, and the parade had reached its end point, the parking lot of Superette Grocery. Raphael and his oldest son helped me take the tree back to the travel agent's office for whom I decorated it, and they carted the plastic chair back to their own backyard. I'd thanked Raphael and paid him for his gas and time, though he'd protested. "It was worth it just to see you smile that long. Your face is going to be sore tomorrow," Raphael said gleefully. What became of the red plush throw, I don't know and don't want to know. Jack wasn't exactly sympathetic when he called me from Little Rock that night. In fact, he laughed. "Did anyone film this parade?" he asked, gasping with the end convulsions of his mirth. "I hope not." "Come on, Lily, loosen up," he said. I could still hear the humor in his voice. "What are you doing this holiday?" This seemed like a touchy question to me. Jack Leeds and I had been seeing each other for about 7 weeks. We were too new to take it for granted that we'd be spending Christmas together, and too unsure to have had any frank discussion about making arrangements. "I have to go home," I said flatly. "To Bartley." A long silence. "How do you feel about that?" Jack asked cautiously. I steeled myself to be honest. Frank, open. "I have to go to my sister Verena's wedding. I'm a bridesmaid." Now he didn't laugh. "How long has it been since you saw your folks?" he asked. It was strange that I didn't know the answer. "I guess maybe 6 months, 8. I met them in Little Rock one day around Easter. It's years since I've seen Verena." "And you don't want to go now?" "No," I said, relieved to be able to speak the truth. When I'd been arranging my week off work after my employers got over the shock of my asking, they'd been almost universally delighted to hear that I was going to my sister's wedding. They couldn't tell me fast enough that it was fine for me to miss a week. They'd asked about my sister's age, 28, younger than me by 3 years, her fiancé, a pharmacist, widowed with a little daughter, and what I was going to wear in the wedding. I didn't know. I'd sent Verena some money and my size when she said she'd settled on bridesmaids.